Centripetal acceleration. Now, since we are talking about the uniform motion in circular orbit, so here when the acceleration is associated with the object when it is moving in a circular path with uniform velocity, then the acceleration associated with that object is known as centripetal acceleration. Now we know that the object is moving in the circular path. So in that case, since body is moving with uniform velocity, so v is same. Suppose at point P, at B, and in another point, the value of v is same. But since the direction is changing at every instant of time, so we can say that the body is having acceleration, and this acceleration acquired by the particle while moving in a circular path is known as centripetal acceleration. Now let us consider, if we focus on the diagram, let us consider at any time t the particle is at P having position r1 such that OP is equal to r1. At any time t plus t the particle reaches to point Q at position r2 such that OQ is equal to r2. No doubt this r1 magnitude is equal to r2, since this is representing the radius of the circle, which is equal to r, right? Now let this PA is representing the velocity of the particle at position P, and this QB is representing the velocity of the particle at Q. So clearly this PA magnitude, if we talk about this magnitude, and QB magnitude is equal to V, since the particle is moving with uniform velocity. Now if it is moving with uniform velocity, we know that there is certain change in velocity due to change in direction. So we need to find out that change in velocity, right? So to find out that change in velocity, what we will do, we will take these vectors, velocity vectors separately. Let these be represented by P. Suppose the point is P dash, external point P dash, A dash, representing velocity v1, and another vector, this is P B dash, representing velocity vector v2. It means, let us consider, so to define this, let us consider the particle at P is initially having velocity v1 at A dash, and at B dash it is having velocity v2. So clearly this will vector A dash B dash will representing the change in velocity delta v. So we'll write here, by applying the triangle of vector addition, we can find out v1 plus delta v is equal to v2, right? So we can write here P dash A dash plus A dash B dash is equal to P dash B dash. Now what is P dash A dash? P dash A dash is v1 plus delta v is equal to v2, or delta v is equal to v2 minus v1, which is equal to the change in velocity of the particle when it is moving in a circular path, right? Now we can find out the acceleration if we know the relation delta theta. What is delta theta? Delta theta is actually the displacement upon time. Now if we assume that this is the circle, arc of the circle having length delta v and radius v1, so in that case delta theta can be represented as delta v by v1, which is equal to v in magnitude. So we'll write here magnitude terms only, right? So from here we know that delta theta is what? This is omega delta t, which is equal to delta v by v. So we will go there. So delta v by delta t is equal to omega delta omega into v. So what is this? V delta v by delta t is actually what? This is acceleration, magnitude of acceleration if we are talking about, and that is equal to omega v. Also we know the relation v is equal to omega r. So putting this omega into omega r, so this is omega square r, or also putting omega is equal to v by r in this expression, we will get in this expression Omega is v by r into v, which is equal to v square by r. So acceleration is having values omega square r or v square by r. These are the two values of acceleration, uniform acceleration, or known as centripetal acceleration. Now let us talk about the direction of the centripetal acceleration. Now again going back to this diagram, we know that the velocity is represented by, at any point, is represented by the tangent to the particle at that time, as it is represented like this. Now if this delta t approaches to 0, right, in that case we can say this delta v, here we are having, if this delta v, this is delta v, and if it is approaches to 0 means these two vectors are coming close, so this delta v is coming, is almost perpendicular to v1 or v2 or v. So it means if velocity is represented by tangent and delta v is represented, is perpendicular to it, it means it is directed along the radius, right? So it means the direction of v is along the radius of the circular path. Dear students, actually when a particle is moving in a circular path, it is having two kinds of acceleration. First is centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration given by the formula v square by r is equal to v omega or omega square r. And second kind, and its direction is along the radius toward the center. And another kind of acceleration is angular acceleration, tangential acceleration, which acts along the tangent to the circular path and is given by a is equal to r alpha, right? So clearly one is along the radius toward the center and another is along the tangent. So the resultant of these two is given, if we complete the parallelogram, resultant is given by since angle between them is 90 degrees, so resultant acceleration is given by root of centripetal acceleration plus tangential acceleration. So in that case it is v square, or we put here v omega square plus this is r alpha whole square. So this kind of acceleration is actually the having the uniform circular motion. And special cases, if suppose tangential acceleration is 0, in that case the particle will be having only centripetal acceleration and the particle is moving with the uniform velocity. And if AC is 0, means centripetal acceleration is 0, the particle will be having only tangential acceleration, and now the particle will accelerate along the tangent to the circular path. So this is all about the circular motion when a body is moving in a circular path.